ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम सदाशिवसमारंभां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ॐ नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्र्यम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकालाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः। Hari Om, salutations to all. So welcome to the fourth and the last Shravan Somvar in the Shravan month of this year. So we have done Rudrabhishek, then we had Shiva Stotram chanting, then we had Mrityunjay Havan, and today we will be having two sadhanas which are the combination of the simplest and the subtlest. Bhajans are very simple to sing the glory of Bhagwan, and Dhyan is the very subtlest. Gurudev used to say, meditation is the final vocation of life. So it's may not be very easy to meditate, but when we sing bhajans, we tune our mind, then we are able to do both. Meditate also, sing the glory of the Lord also, and our mind will revel in Bhagwan. So here we are today. Before we go into the bhajan sadhana as such, what is bhajan? You know, many people, they think that bhajan, वो भजन क्या है? We just sing Bhagwan's name. और जैसे वो तो भजन करते हैं. We are not interested in bhajan and all. Many times people dismiss bhajan just like that, as though some people are just trying to, sing about some God, whether he exists, does not exist, who knows. Or they think that there is only bhajan means people who sit with some harmonium, tabla, peti and all that, and then they keep singing something. Bhajan is expression of love for the Lord. Simple meaning, bhajanam bhaktihi. When we sing the glory of the Lord, when we sing the name of the Lord, when we sing about the qualities of the Lord, our words have a lot of power. With the power of words, minds are influenced. That is very important to understand. Every single word that we speak creates an impression on our mind. In fact, it rises in the mind first. So the impression is first created in the mind, then one speaks, and the speech also has an impact on the mind. That's why the Shanti mantra says beautifully, Vang me manasi pratisthita, mano me vachi pratishtitam. May my speech abide in my mind, meaning may I speak what I think. And may my mind abide in the speech. That what I speak, my mind should follow that. And hence, words have a lot of power. With words we can inspire. With words we can even create fear. With words we can make people completely stressed out. And with words we can comfort, we can heal. And when it is Bhagwan's name, it does wonders. So it is a sadhana of the speech, number one. It's an expression of love in the heart. So Nama, Bhagwan's name, Rupa, Bhagwan's form, Guna, Bhagwan's qualities, Leela, various leelas that Bhagavan has done, kriya, actions that Bhagavan does, sambandha, what is our relationship with Bhagavan, dham, where does Bhagavan stay, what is the abode of the Lord, and swarupa, what is the true nature of Bhagavan. Bhajans can reveal all these 8 aspects to us. And these are 8 aspects of bhakti sadhana, especially Saguna Sakar Bhakti. And everybody has to do Saguna Sakar Bhakti. There are very, very few people who are ready for Nirgun Nirakar. Majority we are ready only for, our adhikara is for Saguna Sakar Bhakti. So why not do properly this Bhakti? So one meaning is bhajanam, to sing the glory of Bhagwan and express these 8 aspects through the bhajan. Second meaning, Gurudev used to give very beautifully, in this talk on Bhaja Govindam and his commentary also, beautiful commentary. In that, Gurudev gives 3 meanings of the word bhaj. One meaning of bhaj is to know, that I must know about Bhagwan. Who is this Bhagwan? Whether Bhagwan exists or not, does he exist in this form or not, he or she, whichever form it is. So the more I know about Bhagwan, more conviction I have, more bhavana will rise. We can't love something that we don't know about. To love, we must know. In movies, it can happen, love at the first sight. In the day-to-day, in the world also, people look at each other and then they fall in love. And Gurudev used to joke, it is correct, they fall in love. When we try to know more about each other, try to understand, appreciate the deeper aspects of each other, then we rise in love, where we are able to give, serve, sacrifice. So till we don't know, love does not grow. So we should know more about Bhagwan. So bhaj means to know about Bhagwan, to read the glories of the Lord, to open the Purana that describes the glory of that form of the Lord, to understand these 8 aspects. Then that is called bhajanam. So one meaning is bhajanam is to sing the glory of the Lord. Second is to know the glory of the Lord. When I know, then love arises automatically. To love Bhagwan is to adore, to love, to surrender to that Lord. The objective of bhajan is to forget ourselves. So many singers, many devotees, when they sing the glory of Bhagwan, they lose themselves into that. They forget themselves. And it is also to bring about single-pointed devotion in the mind. So when we are able to sing the glory of the Lord, especially the Ishta Devata, the form that we love the most, that form, when we sing the glory of the Lord, the mind starts getting absorbed in that. That's the objective of bhajan. To lose our sense of separation, identity. So one very nice definition of bhakta is, who is a bhakta? One who is never vibhakta is bhakta. Meaning, one who is never separate from the Lord, who is one with the Lord. All the time remembers the Lord and remembers that all this is Bhagwan's glory alone and there is no I. I is zero. Whatever is Bhagwan's glory alone. One who constantly remembers that, revels in that state is a bhakta. And bhajan is to be in that state, is to revel in that state, is a means also to go to that state. So bhaj means to sing the glory of the Lord, to know the glory of the Lord, to love the Lord. And when we truly love, bhaj also means to serve the Lord. To serve all the devotees of the Lord, to serve everybody in this world, all the beings. Because they all are appearances of Bhagavan. So bhaj sevayam. Bhaj means to serve. So bhajanam bhaktihi, bhaj sevayam. These are root meanings of the root word bhaj. And it is that alone which is that which comes with us. Name, fame, power, position, body, relationships, everything else remains here. What comes with us is Bhagwan who comes with us, is our sadhana bal that comes with us, is our dharma which comes with us, our karma which comes with us. Nothing more comes with us. Everything else remains here. Is temporary. So bhajan should never be compromised for anything else. And by bhajan, I don't mean only singing bhajans. Today we are doing singing bhajan. But these are the meanings of bhajan: to know, to love, to serve. And one should not say that, oh, I am to doing seva, so I don't need to sing glory of Bhagwan. A bhakta will do everything. When we love somebody, do we say, oh, I'm only serving this person, I won't sing the glory of this person? Simple example, if a child is there and parents love the child, will the parents only say, I am bringing up the child, that is my seva is over? Or will they not keep telling others about their child? They will talk or not? Every person whom they meet, they will say, you know, now the first word he or she spoke today, first crawling happened, first time walking happened, and then nowadays, so with phone and technology, one can take all pictures and videos and post on Facebook and all that. What is that? That is singing the glory of the child. So it doesn't stop with seva. The singing glory also is happening. Knowing more about that child also is happening. What does the child want? What is the needs and preferences of the child? What the child likes, does not like, all those things. One tries to know more. So love is a combined thing. It is not one aspect. So if I love Bhagwan, I will do everything. I will serve Bhagwan. I will sing the glories. I will know more about him or her, whatever it is. And the objective of all this is what? The fifth meaning of bhajan is to break. No, Swamiji, that is a bhanjanam. No, bhaj also means to break. There is one more meaning of bhaj. Bhaj amardane. Amardane means to break. Acha, bhakti is destructive. Yeah, it is very destructive. What does it destroy? It destroys our own attachments to the world. Strongly we are bound to this world. Asakti. One Mahatma said very nicely, जो आ सकती है वो जा सकती है. Asakti goes by bhakti, raga goes by anuraga. What comes can go. We have developed attachment thought by thought. Gurudev used to call it thought bondage. It is a thought bondage in our head that without this I can't be happy, without that person I can't be happy. Nothing, everybody is Ananda Swarup. We don't need anybody for our happiness. But we don't know that. So we depend and then we get attached, we get bound. Psychologically, I am saying. Functionally, there may be certain dependencies one has. Those can be overcome even if some change in circumstance happens. But psychological dependencies are a problem. And they only cause sorrow. Why should we get out of asakti? Because these attachments cause sorrow. Higher the attachments, deeper the attachments, higher the sorrow. No attachments, no sorrow. All the Mahatmas, you look at them, no sorrow at all. The world can criticize them, condemn them, crucify them. Nothing happens to them. Why? No attachment. So bhakti gives us that shakti to become swatantra, to be independent. You know, we celebrated Independence Day 2 days back. Swatantrata is what? To be free from all shackles. And where are all the shackles? In our own mind. So bhakti is to break all those. So these are 5 meanings of bhakti we saw. To sing the glory of the Lord, to know the glory of the Lord, to love the Lord wholeheartedly, to serve the Lord, and to break all our attachments to the world, and to get attached to Bhagwan.